What causes lucid dreaming dry spells? Now, I need to give a disclaimer that I don't know the answer. This isn't a video that is going to give you a definitive answer to this question. This is actually me starting a bit of a conversation with you guys, because I'm curious about this. I'm curious what you guys think the answer to this is. I'd like to discuss some potential options for what causes them. I'd like to discuss some of my own experiences, and that's basically what this video is going to be about. So first up, what is a lucid dreaming dry spell? Well, a lucid dreaming dry spell is basically when you're not having any lucid dreams, despite the fact that you're trying to have lucid dreams. Or you could refer to a lucid dreaming dry spell as just when you don't get any lucid dreams. It might be when you're not practicing, or it might be when you are practicing. In the years I've been lucid dreaming, I've had plenty of lucid dreaming dry spells. Most of them were simply when I stopped practicing. I wasn't focused on lucid dreaming whatsoever at the time, and so I stopped practicing, and naturally I had some periods where I wasn't getting any lucid dreams whatsoever. And I've had a few that happened even when I was practicing. But I'm really interested in what causes them, because even when I'm not practicing lucid dreaming, I typically get lucid at least once or twice a week anyway. So why is it that sometimes I will have these occasions where I go for 2 or 3 weeks without having a single lucid dream? So I've noticed a couple of things I think affect it for me. The first one of them is anxiety. I have a lot of anxiety issues, and sometimes I'm more anxious than other times. Sometimes I go through periods where there's just not much stress for me, there's not much to worry about, and so yeah, I still have my social anxiety, that still gets in the way sometimes, but I don't have it like all of the time or whatever. And then at other times of my life, my anxiety is like, hey, you have to worry about something all of the time, 24/7, like for no reason whatsoever. And when I have that, then I've noticed that my lucid dreams take a hit. Like I will go for like a couple of weeks without having a single lucid dream. So I definitely think there's a connection there to stress and to anxiety. Now the second thing is actually worrying about not getting lucid. So this kind of connects in with the anxiety stress thing. I've noticed that when I start not having lucid dreams, like, you know, I normally expect to have at least 1 or 2 a week, even when I'm not practicing. So let's say I'm not practicing and I haven't had a lucid dream in a week. I start to think at that point, hey, is this another dry spell? You know, am I stopping lucid dreaming because I've stopped practicing or whatever? And at that point, then I start to worry about it a bit, and I notice that when I do actually start worrying about it, that's when I end up having the proper dry spells where I go for 2 or 3 weeks without having any. Whereas if I didn't worry, and I was just like, oh, it's a week without a lucid dream, it doesn't matter, then I would probably end up getting lucid a couple of nights later. I've noticed the same thing in practicing lucid dreamers as well, that those who are really stressed about the result, you know, when they're really adamant on getting a lucid dream, they find that they get in their own way and they don't get one. And then when they kind of give up and they just do the techniques and they're not really thinking about it, not worrying about it, suddenly they get lucid. Now I've also observed other things, like obviously things like how long you're sleeping will affect it. You know, if you're sleeping less, then you're not going to spend as much time in REM, so you might get a dry spell for that. If you're waking up at different times, depending on what sleep cycle you wake up in, you're going to be more or less likely to remember your dreams, and so you might forget any lucid dreams that you have. And also because they're further back in your sleep, further away from your wake time, you might not be as clear-headed during that time, and so you might be less likely to get lucid. Or if you're sleeping in a new bed, or you're on vacation or something like that, that in itself could result in a dry spell. So what about you guys? That's the other thing. I said that this would be a conversation, and this is why, because I want to hear what you guys think causes your lucid dreaming dry spells. I'm specifically talking about yours, you know, not just dry spells on the whole, although you can give answers for that, but what for you has caused dry spells in the past? Do you feel it's been when you've been really focused on lucid dreaming, too focused maybe, and stressing out about it a bit? Have you noticed it when you've been anxious or stressed or whatever, that you've had less lucid dreams? Has it been when you've been sleeping at particular times? You know, maybe you've been sleeping during the day, and so obviously your brain's not producing very much melatonin then because it's light outside and so on. Have you noticed you've got dry spells then? Or maybe there's something else, you know, there's something else that you think might be connected to your lucid dreaming dry spells. Give me your answers down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think. Anyway, thanks for watching, and speaking of lucid dreaming, if you want to learn how to lucid dream and you want a guide that takes you through the entire process, check out my advanced lucidity course. There'll be a link in the top right hand corner and down in the description below. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, I hope you enjoyed. If you want more videos like this one, make sure you subscribe and enable notifications. If you want to support the channel, or you want to just get access to my exclusive Patreon-only content, then head on over to Patreon. And if you want to keep watching, pick one of the videos on screen, go watch that, and I'll see you soon. Take care.